Hey guys, this is Zem from Shrike Gaming, and we're gonna do a little more map tactic slash map awareness. We have the map Fisherman's Village Bay, whatever it is, spawning on the north side. Uh, so this is your typical wargaming map. You have your corridors 1, 2, and then you have the 9, 0 corridor. Unlike most of the corridor maps, this map, actually a lot of it's played on the D through F line, and it's similar to obviously Fiery Assailants, where you have the ridge in the middle and everybody can play there, and that's typically where the light tanks, medium tanks like to hang out. Spawning from this side, I actually consider this to be the stronger of the two sides, mostly because of the fact of the 1-2 line that you can push down so far, almost all the way down to the G line. So that gives you a fair amount of map control. I'm playing the T30 here. It's a top tier battle, nines. What? 5 9s and a bunch of 8s. So as a top tier tank, you need to be aware of the fact that you're the big bully on the map, and you can play the T30 as a traditional TD, but you shouldn't. This is a very good tank for playing up close and personal, as long as you can get hold down. AMX30 decides that he wants to be sneaky, and I love when those snapshots come off. But you see me pushing the 1-2. This is a good place for the T30. Lots of places to hold down, and if you do hold this position, it's actually quite a strong area right here. I have a Skoda Tiger 2 FCM 8.8. We're all sitting back playing sniper, which I get. But if I push up this far, it's always nice to have some help. This AMX 1390 really tried to help me get up here and give me some help. Unfortunately, he died before, and you'll see that he's a little pissed, which I don't blame him. If you're an FCM 50 ton and a Tiger 2, you shouldn't be sniping. You need to be in the game. The Panther 8.8, he has no clue, and the Skoda T50 is playing it sort of weak himself. He's playing the sniper position. So by moving up, and of course being in the forefront, I do get. I'm already up to 1600 assisted damage just by moving up to spot. Typically on this map, I usually don't play anything but the 1-2, unless I'm in a heavy. Then you'll see me go more times than not to the 8-9-0, depending on what kind of heavy I'm playing. I'm a T10. Sometimes I'll move up in here. Something with a little speed of heavy T110 E5. Yeah, you'll see me play the 1-2 line. The 8-9 is not bad, but it's not something I prefer to play on, just for the fact that it is it's a camp fest, right? It doesn't move. You hang out, and that's about it. So I tend to like places where I can get up and move a little bit here. So now the 50 ton bat chat's moved up, Tiger 2's moved up. We're on somewhat of a parity here of a number of tanks faced off against each other. It's roughly a 4-on-4 right now, so, or a 5-on-4. So the gives us a chance to start whittling down these guys. Like I said, it's a very good map for T30 with all these nice low ridges and stuff that you can hold down and stay hold down. Now you'll see me constantly switching back and forth between standard rounds, APCR rounds. That really depends on what I'm shooting at. Obviously I'm shooting at the mutant, and I'm shooting at a turret, so you'll see me switch to an APCR round just to make sure it goes through. And you also see me make, this is one of those things you always make sure that, if you're down on tank count, and with a 17-second reload, you want to make sure every one of them shots been. So like I said, you'll see me switch back and forth. I switch back and forth here for the Type 4. Of course, I see the Roomba over to the side, so instead of switching back and spending the time, I'm going to knock him. I want his gun out of the game as quick as possible. That's just one less gun in the game. Now, I've always talked about the battle rotation of how maps rotate, and you'll see like now how this game has gone from essentially a D line versus a G line game. Now you've seen the map rotate. Now it's a 2-line versus 9-line game. So we're rotating the map right now. We're winning this side, they're winning that side, and I've switched back to APCR for the Type 4 because fuck you wargaming and your Type 4 heavy bullshit, Type 5 heavy bullshit with the KV2 fucking derp guns that tear fucking 9s and 10s, and then you give them armor too. So we got Type 4 heavy in front of us. The other side, 789 line, is lost, and now we're starting to play, slowing it down a little bit here. They've actually got up on us on tanks now a little bit. So now I'm trying to, as much as I can, to knock guns out of the game. As you see me move through here, this is one of the things that people don't always do, is make sure you don't highlight yourselves on top of ridges. You see me try to duck down as much as I can, as far as I can, so that I am always below that ridge line, never knowing what exactly is going to be ready to shoot me. For example, the Type 59 moved up here to take a pot shot at me. Now, we've rotated Panther 8.8. I can't say what he did was a good idea. He hasn't moved from that position the whole game. So literally most of this fight right here, he has had nothing to shoot. But it also worked out that he actually did stay behind. And to a certain degree, even from his poor play, allowed us to get up and at least keep the cap spotted. So moving around, I'm knocking out guns as much as I can, keeping myself below that ridge. I also noticed at this point too, this is one of those map awareness things, that the 8.8 is having a rather difficult time with this bat chat. So, give him a little assistance here. And for some reason, being that this T30 gun can control you to no end sometimes. So I know I have an IS-6 on the A-line. I'm trying to stay back somewhat out of his view, out of his range. I'd really like to knock out this Type 59 because he's going to do most of the spotting. Now we've talked about a few different other maps about when these maps rotate, when they flip like this, depending on where the cap circle's at, sometimes it's a good idea and sometimes it's a bad idea to cap. In this situation, the M46 KR moving into cap right away, it does put a little pressure on and makes the red team, maybe think about coming back, but they were already coming back. So by putting himself in an open cap with no real cover, it doesn't really work that way, because all it takes is one tank to get down to the K line and they will spot you. Now, if you see where the IS-6 at, you see where the KR out, this is one of those things that really kind of separates good players from bad players. Most of the 4-5-6 line, especially on the north and south side, are very open areas, right? And anytime crossing those is never it's never a good idea, because you're going to get shot at by anything in the middle. So typically in this kind of map, if you have either a threat at the north cap or the south cap, it's best to play center as much as you can. At least in the center you do have some cover, so you can for obviously with a T30 hull down, you have buildings for cover. But simply going down to either the A line or the K line and running across the bottom, it's never a good idea. And you can see actually the Tiger 2, he's out of position as well. There's not a lot of cover there. Almost none, really. FCM's a little quicker, a little smarter. He's playing back. So is the bad chat. He's trying to step in the push and doing some spotting, which is great to have at this point in the game, is to have a light tank still alive. This makes this game so much easier when you still have somebody with some eyes to keep things lit. And you'll see, and you'll watch as we play this game, what happens to these two characters obviously the IS-6 and the K. I mean, when you reach that point in the map rotation, and you think that okay, now it's just time to keep pushing, but you have no support, or it's a bad area to push. This is where you get into trouble. And the KRs did this, IS-6 did this. They moved past that point, literally the 5 line, moved past those points where they expose themselves, and it's a lot easier for obviously. I mean, the team knows where you're at, especially if you're sitting on cap. Ping the map with FCM. This is that whole map awareness. Somebody's gonna get that IS-6 lit, so either I can shoot him or whatever. 8.8 still kind of dicking around. He finally does spot something. Actually, I'm not sure if he did or the FCM spotted him, but he was actually something I was thinking about whenever I was sitting, because he does have shots on my side. So it was nice that he was spotted. FCM 8.8's moving in. 8.8 literally plays most of the game like that, running back and forth. But let's FCM 59. He's up on the ball. He knows what needs to be done, which is clear our flank. So it lets us be able to work against the Type 4 and the Conk and the 59. So we're up on tanks finally. You've watched the battle rotate. You've watched us come back, stop cap. You've watched them move back around to stop cap. And we're still, slowly working them. Like I said, but on this map, once again, the center is a strong position to be in. Once this map is flipped. So, the 59 and the Conk are now kind of stuck in the corner. They do have a chance if they want to retreat back into town, but they don't. They do end up playing most of the rest of the game on the bottom, which is not a bad position either. There is a nice little ridge down there to keep you safe. Less than 50, so we are Bat Chat 12T's looking around, trying to find some shots, and once again get trolled by the awesomeness of the T30 gun, which is okay. It happens. I had a couple lucky shots in the game, so I guess it all evens out. Bat Chat's doing his job, trying to keep up there, get him lit. I played a little not aggressive here enough. I guess I could have gone for 9K, but with 429 hit points, depending on what kind of gun the Conk has, I could have very easily have died to him. Almost looks like he has the 120. So yeah, it's best to play back a little bit. Sometimes it's not easy, especially if you want to get greedy about things. But yeah, so I played back a little bit here. FCM moves up, takes on goes after the Type 59. Our Bat Chat swinging around to flank. 8.8 still playing like still playing like whatever. I think actually, I don't even know if he's still in full health or not. No, he's still got 50%. So yeah, but he's literally most of the game never left B2. That's another story. So yeah, so you've watched us move, you watched the map rotate, you watched the battle rotate. This is that map awareness I'm always talking about. Making sure you know what's going on, where it's going on, where the tanks are at, where the enemy tanks are at, what your tanks are doing. Gives you a chance to gives you a better chance of winning and knowing what's going on. So I have another video on this map too. It was a VK7201 review. One of the viewers wanted to see the premium tank. If you want to watch that video, that gives you a little different perspective, going to heavy line, going with the 8.9 line, especially with that tank. Super heavies, I tend to hang out a little bit more toward the 8.9 line and the super heavy kind of open, but you'll watch that video and you'll see also as me hanging on the 8.9 line waiting for the 1-2 to get done. The 1-2 line seems to be a much more dynamic line. There's a lot more movement. There can be a lot more times more movement, but this also entirely depends on whether or not you're going to push. You see me in this game here, get right up there, start laying shots down, and try to keep moving this front forward. That's kind of always the key, is trying to get moved forward. I mean, we don't want to spend. I could have spent on the 1-2 line, spent a whole bunch of time just sitting peeking, poking each other. That doesn't win games. Especially after watching the 8.9 start to fall, you need to be a little more aggressive and get in there and push. Don't be stupid about pushing, but getting in there, hauling down, making the shots, killing tanks. So there's always a little give and go on there. But I hope you guys enjoyed some of the map tactics I prefer to use, specifically on this map. So thanks guys, and we'll talk to you guys later.